Hello there guys and girls, this is Pixel and today I've got a very important video. Now, I was debating whether or not to make this video for the past hour or so, and I've thought through in my head the things that I want to say, and I've got quite a lot that I want to say. So if out of all my videos you can only watch one all the way through, please give this one your full attention because there's a lot that I want to say and a lot that I want to clear up with you guys. Now, on Saturday, I uploaded a blind trading video with the Camping Russia, and there was a bit of backlash from it, and I just want to address that and just explain everything, basically. I'll give you a quick rundown of the story of what happened, and then I'll explain all my points, because, honestly, every single point that someone's had against me, I've got a response to it. It's hard to say it when the comments are just filled with people bandwagoning on the back of what other people have already said. So, basically, what happened is, we did a blind trading, it was going really well, and then the second to last go, I said 1 and 1, because I saw that he had a 20XX on his car, and I got a 20XX, and then a few things happened, and Braden actually didn't end up getting it back. And it was fair, it was fine, he was happy with it, I was happy with it, and we had a great time recording, and it was fun, and I genuinely think it's one of my more entertaining videos. The last 5 minutes of that video, I think are really entertaining, and I had a lot of fun making it. But a lot of people didn't see it that way, and I'd like to explain my thoughts on the matter. First of all, I want to address the comment where people are saying that I'm just using the Camping Russia for subscribers, or views, or whatever. He came to me, he messaged me on Twitter, asking about doing a blind trading, and I said, yeah, sure, I'm down, because genuinely, I feel like with Braden, he's one of the people that I have a really good on-screen chemistry with. Like, there's no awkwardness between us, and I just feel like I'm a good friend of his that I've known him for a long time. Even though we haven't known each other for that long, I feel very comfortable talking to him, I feel very comfortable joking around with him, and that's why I was happy to do this video. I understand why people get this part confused, but I just want to say something. Blind trading. Blind is just the name that was given to it by Easy Measy when he made it. You are not literally blind. It's just a concept. You don't have a blindfold on. You are supposed to figure out where good items are and get them. That's the whole point. You're supposed to go for profit. And because you do blind trading with your friends, you want to get profit from your friends. Friends are okay with that. If you're acquaintances, you might be nice, you might try to go for some lower value items, but if you're genuinely good friends, you're comfortable with each other, you both enjoy the thrill of getting good stuff from your mates. Check out mine and Zach's blind trading videos. We've gone back and forth with very valuable items. You're supposed to go for that stuff. The next comment that I want to address is people that said that the blind trading between myself and Braden was unfair, and I can understand where you're coming from. However, we specifically put filters on to make it fairer, and I'm going to quote some DMs between me and Braden right now that explain the whole thing. I didn't want any trickery to happen. I told Braden that my PC inventory, because obviously we have to do it on the same platform, is nowhere near as stacked as my PS4, because he'd seen a few of my blind trading videos, and obviously that was on PS4. So I wanted to get it out there straight away that the caliber of my inventory on my PC was nowhere near as good as my PS4. So we then decided to discuss stuff to make it more fair. I will then quote a little bit of our conversation on Twitter right now. Basically, I said it wasn't as stacked, and he said, shoot, mine's pretty stacked right now, what do you have? I said, I might have a few painted exotics, no Drakers or K2s, and some mystery decals, let me check. And he said, KK, because maybe I can just put a couple things off limits so it's fair. Then in brackets, okay, this bit's crucial, he says, I really don't care. Alright, but audience will want fair. So we then went out of our way to make it fair, so you guys would be okay with that. But apparently, some people didn't see it that way. It wasn't so much on my video, it was on Rush's video. And I do want to say a quick thank you to everyone that was supporting me through this. I don't think I did anything wrong, but I've still got more to say. I then said, we'll take out alpha items for a start, bro. And then he said, aren't they limited though? Wouldn't they not be in anywhere? I said, oh yes, that's true. And then he said to me, mostly just my white zombies and purple Dracos are OP. I can take this out and then see if I have about the same amount left. So he specifically said to me that the things that were OP other than the alpha items were the white zombies and the purple Dracos. So I didn't even go for them either. I had no idea what was in his inventory then. I told him I made it a point not to rewatch any of his older videos. I had no idea what was in his inventory, and he had no idea what was in mine. But I did tell him that I had a painted zombie, because you do want a direction to go with. And he did get one of my painted zombies. I did a blind trading tips video a few weeks back, and one of my tips was to have a completely bare car. And an extra tip to that tip was to not show 20XX on your vehicle, because that is the one decal or good item that you can guarantee is going to be in the same space every time. And I said it is a tactic to hit your opponent up with the 1 and 1, because the blind trading element, you use your guesses to make yourself less blind. But he did that for me. I didn't have to guess. If he didn't have 20XX on his car, I obviously wouldn't have gone for it because it would have felt like a wasted guess because I couldn't be sure that it was there. And the reason I couldn't be sure is because he told me that the white Zombas and the purple Dracos were pretty much his only OP items after the alpha ones were taken out. And if I was genuinely doing the blind trading to go for profit, I would have waited until the very last trade to say 1 and 1. He would have given it to me and that would have been it. We would have ran out of trades. But I gave him a whole chance to get it back. I said on the second last go, in my head, I would get the Striker 20XX. He would freak out a little bit. It would be funny. And then he would get it back. And then the next go, he says he wasn't sure if he wants to take it back, which is very good of him. And just because that reflects good on Braden does not mean it reflects bad on me. He made a choice to not go directly for that. So we decided to mix up and go for rock, paper, scissors instead. And that's what I regret most, it feels like, winning the rock, paper, scissors. If he won that, he would have got the 20XX back and everyone would have been fine with it. But just because I won rock, paper, scissors, that was that. But not only did he have a shot at the 20XX that I gave him, I even told him straight up, you can take it back. That's why I didn't go on the last go. I then said, alright, you can go for my black Zombas. I gave him another go. Not only that, I gave him 2 other goes. And not only that, I told him the exact row it was in and how many wheels were in that row and what type of wheels they were. I said there was normal Zomba wheels, there were the black Zomba wheels, and there were some certified Zomba wheels. I told him there were 7. I gave him a lot of tips and hints as to where those black Zombas were. And the way I see it, that's literally almost the definition of fair in key value. If we go to a price guide that has a certification multiplier, you'll see that the black Zombas for 2 attempts versus the 20XX for the 1 attempt, which was the rock, paper, scissors, is completely fair. I had 1 attempt at his 20XX, which is worth 31 keys for the 20XX times 1.8 for the strike certified 55.8 keys. He had 2 attempts at my black Zombas, which were 25 keys times 1.15 for the goalkeeper certification, which is 28.75. 28.75 times 2 is 57.5. So 57.5 keys there, 55.8 keys on the other side. They're pretty much the same in value. So because he has 2 guesses, he's more likely to get it. There might have been less backlash if he got the black Zombas on the last guess, but he missed it by 1. And that wasn't down to me, that was just down to his guess. He guessed numbers 2 and number 4, and it was at number 5. But if he got the black Zombas, I'm sure it would have been fine as well. So I straight up told him he could get his 20XX back. When he didn't want to do that, we literally gambled a 50-50 or a rock, paper, scissors to get it back, and he couldn't get it back. I then gave him not 1 but 2 chances at my black Zombas, telling him the exact row they were in. That's literally fair. I didn't have to do that. Like, in blind trading, if you're being brutal, like I said, I would have gone for 20XX on the last go and not given him any chance of my black Zombas. If anything, my go for 20XX on the 9th turn was a way of him not getting my black Zombas. Because if I use my 9th go to get 20XX, I'd expect him to use his 10th go to get his 20XX back. Which means he isn't using that 10th go to go for my black Zombas. But instead of that, he used the 10th go to have a chance at 20XX. He took the certainty of getting 20XX to give him a chance of getting the black Zombas. And he just unfortunately didn't get either. Like, he could have got that easily. And I just think, it's downheartening because what I saw as making a fun video with a friend, and he saw it the same way as well. At the end of the video, he said, GG, bro. He said it was a lot of fun, and it's now been tainted by the response, and it sucks. It really sucks. I had a lot of fun doing that with him, and it's making me wonder whether or not we can do something like that again. I want to, but I don't know. Finally, a lot of people said that I was a cheater. Going for 1-on-1 is not a cheat, it's a simple strategy, whether that's to get the 20XX by using it on the last go, which I didn't do, or to just make him guess that to stop getting other stuff in my inventory. That's just a tactic, and honestly, if he didn't have it on his car, I wouldn't have known he had one, and I would have gone for K2 wheels again, like I did on my last go. And I'm not a scammer. Just because I succeeded in getting the items doesn't make me a scammer. He literally spent the video trying to snipe my most valuable item. He just couldn't get there. I think the only thing I regret in this situation is getting the 20XX. Not because it was wrong, it was completely, 1, within the rules, 2, completely fair. I just regret it because the Striker 20XX isn't worth the backlash that we got. I mean, I got most of the hate, but he got hate as well. People calling him dumb, people were saying they unsubscribed from him because he let me do that to him, but no, that's not, no. We're just friends that were playing a game. Like, the point of blind trading is to get to the stage of the game where you know where the good items are. Like, if you have a row of painted Dracos, like, let's go for this analogy on my PS4 inventory. If you get saffron Dracos from me, you know I have white Dracos and red Dracos. So there's going to be one either side of those saffron Dracos. So you know your next go for a fact that you're going to get one. But it's not bad to go for it then, is it? Just because I knew the 20XX was number one because of its numerical value, because it's got a 20 in it and he had it on his car, that's not cheating. That's well within the rules. Like, if you go to YouTube, type in blind trading 20XX, so many people have done it. I'm just the one who gets the backlash for it because I'm doing it with a big YouTuber. We're friends. We're not enemies. Just because we're against each other does not mean we're still, like, with each other, if that makes sense. We're just friends. And I want to stress that. There were also some people that seemed to be under the illusion that I claimed that I didn't know that 20XX would be number 1 and number 1. Of course I do. I never suggested that I had no idea 20XX would be in that one slot. I literally typed out in the search bar in my video 20XX ? Because I saw it in his car and then I went for it and I got it. I never claimed to not know it was there. Why else would I guess number 1? That's the point of the game. And finally, I will say, I accidentally miscounted in my video. When I typed 20XX to let you guys, but not Braden, know that I was going to go for that, so it'd be more of a surprise to him, I accidentally left a space in the search bar. And I didn't know this was why my filters were so messed up until I saw it in the comments. And that's why I counted 17 down and ended up on a witch's hat. But people were saying I cheated, but in actual fact I didn't, because when I went to the trade window and counted down, I realized something was wrong. I went back to the original filters, not knowing that I had a spacebar in the search bar before, and got the actual item, which I think was an ivy cap. So pretty much the same exact item, just in a different space. And when I realized I miscounted, I recounted. So I didn't cheat, that was a mistake, that I corrected, and there was no consequence. But I'm going to end on a lighter note. Thank you everybody for supporting me through it. Honestly, I don't feel like I did anything wrong, but YouTube is a brutal place, and sometimes the comments hurt. Like, you can dislike me all you like, you can hate me or whatever, but to say I'm a cheater or a scammer is incorrect. I just had a good time with a friend. So Braden, if you watched this video and you got to this point in, thank you for hitting me up. It was a lot of fun. Thank you once again so much for supporting me, everybody. And to those of you from Russia's channel that are nice to me, I appreciate it. I know when you've got a channel like Braden's that's so many years old, you've got so many subscribers, such an influence, and then this annoying guy that you've never seen before just comes in just seamlessly like that and takes one of his items in a game, I can see why you might dislike me for that. So you're entitled to do that. You don't have to subscribe to my channel. Like, if I'm on his channel, that's not what I'm doing it for. I was just helping out a friend, and I had fun. So thank you so much for watching this video. I think, genuinely, I know this video is a long one, but I feel like this was the best way to get my thoughts out. I tried to do it in comments, I tried to do it in tweets, but I couldn't get out my full feelings. But yeah, that is going to do it for this video. And there's a blind trading coming out tomorrow with Zach Plays, by the way. So if you really hate me, then no spoilers, but maybe go and watch that one because you're in for a treat. So that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for everyone who's watched this far. If you did, let me know in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoy it. Subscribe today to join the Pixel Army. I've been Pixel, you've been awesome, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.